Happy Halloween, everybody! To celebrate, I'm going to do the spookiest run possible. A run with a suboptimal weapon. Ooh. Just picking up the Spartan Sandals makes me feel like I got one foot in the grave. Spartan Sandals. Alright, this weapon is infamously bad. It is slow. It does very little damage. It does have a gimmick. It pushes enemies back. Additional damage if an enemy hits a wall. How much additional damage? I don't know. The DPS. You would think that would be like a critical hit, and you could actually have that quantified in some way, but no. And it interrupts attacks, which interrupting attacks does seem like that might be kind of useful, but this weapon is so slow. And this is a game that has breach exist in it, so I think you're much better served just interrupting enemies' attacks by getting a nice fast weapon, and then being extremely aggressive with it rather than attempting to use the slow, lumbering hits from the Spartan Sandal as a way to avoid getting hit by enemies. Additionally, the whole pushback mechanic doesn't work on elites or bosses, so the two places that it would probably be most useful, it's like you only move them less than an inch or something whenever you actually attempt it, leaving you with one very slow, very bad melee weapon against the fights that you're actually forced to do. So that becomes then, how do you use this weapon? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I mean, I guess that, like, against an enemy like this, you can, well, technically kick. One of the normal things that you can do against it with one of these type of weapons, which is to say a foot weapon, is kick bombs back at like bombardiers here. But that's very difficult to do, as you can see. Not even as easy as if I just did it again with a shield or something like that. Why? Can I at least get it like once? No, not even once? Can I show the nice people at home what this actually looks like when you do it successfully? There's your one, apparently. Oh, God. It's already going so bad. The run hasn't even started. All right. So, yeah. I'd say that the number one way to use this weapon is defensively, which sounds utterly ridiculous, but is also... I guess I might as well just use a potion charge right now. But it is also true. I mean, at one point in time, this weapon was actually considered a shield for the purpose of the gain a random shield perk that you can get from the collector at the start of the game. So that's honestly kind of seems like a cruel joke by Motion Twin in light of what I'm experiencing currently. But hey, I mean, I guess it's kind of technically true. Can interrupt enemy attacks and stuff like that. You know, sort of working off of the defensive capabilities of the kick you had in Dark Souls to break enemies' guards, which is kind of defensive. It's not like it's a damage reduction, though, or anything, so that was changed pretty quickly. So that's a possibility, but at the same time, too, that's also not really in the spirit of the run. This is an item that gives plus damage. Like I said, no damage reduction, so really it should be used as like the main source of damage in these runs, I would say. But that does still raise the question of how exactly you're going to use this thing. I guess it's a slow weapon, and with slow weapons, I just got an ice grenade. I could get 175% on... I could get like 175% extra damage on enemies that are frozen. That's usually a survival thing, and this is definitely not survival, but hey, it's a possibility. That also gives me a little bit of damage reduction too, which is always pretty good. Plus 100% damage dealt and taken? Maybe? Maybe? Just get a very high damage reduction, very high health, to have that work out in my favor? I guess that could be a possibility. Just try to get 100% on burning and like a fire grenade. Maybe go for Hokuto's bow, get a little extra damage from that. Man, I'm just spitballing here because I got no idea. This weapon is known for being bad. It's no bones about it. Sure, that's kind of okay. And I'm struggling to think of anything. I mean, you saw that fight against the Elite, and even technically that was supposed to be something that would counter it well. Okay, this weapon is dropped from runners, so usually on your first or second run, pretty much the second that you're able to get into. It also does not have very good range in its hits. So stuff like flying enemies are counter this weapon pretty well, along with all other enemies in the entire game. Anyway, okay. Yeah, it's like technically that should have countered that enemy that I was fighting pretty well because I could kick back grenades at it, but obviously not the case. So, oh my god, I'm dying here. Please, somebody send help. But anyway, so wow, I'm just like, my mind is reeling. I got nothing. It's bad. It's dropped by runners, so usually in like your first or second run, you're very likely to get it. I think it's like a 100% drop, so at least one runner in the entirety of the promenade here will drop it. Only costs 5 cells to unlock, so this is usually one of the first weapons that you get. At least that's how it tends to be. Which is, again, something that feels like a cruel joke being played on us by Motion Twin. But, yeah, if you're looking for it, it's, you probably have already gotten the blueprint for this if you have played this game at all. Let's just go with that. I guess, I'm going to die. No, but, maybe getting damage. I think definitely grabbing something that gives me a lot of damage reduction is definitely going to be essential for this run. I'm planning to get hit well, I'm not planning to get hit, but I'm expecting to get hit a lot, like I was actually just about to have happen there, and did have happen there. So yeah, damage reduction, a good CC, everything like that is definitely going to be very useful right now. As much cooldown reduction on the grenades as possible, so that I can maybe get as much uses out of that ice grenade as I possibly can. Other things... Yep, I just wanted to see the little Hollow Knight up there. It's cute. Well, this is also a weapon that has been surprisingly unchanged from its introduction way, way back in the day. I suppose that one of the things that they did get rid of was, well, they added the ability to do extra damage by hitting enemies against the walls. Not that much, apparently. But yeah, extra damage when you hit enemies against the walls, and then also, they took out the quote that was making a very explicit reference to 300. So, hey, I guess I don't really get to say that, another very spooky thing about this weapon is old memes, maybe the most spooky thing of all. I suppose the sentiment still remains. They remain called the Spartan Sandals. Hit them against the wall. Oh, and they're so slow. Yes, honestly, I would try to go for, the little bit like, hey, let's look at the positives of this weapon and let's try to craft a run around it, but oh man, this one just does not have too much going for it, to say the least. I suppose one of the other things that I can do, definitely, and one of the things that got me through the original Spartan Sandal run that I did was, now that sucks, was just get as many stats as possible. Like, just go super hard on brutality. If I get like 35 brutality, I'll be doing a ton of damage, and even though I'm still gonna have to be very sure about my... Get out. You too. And even though I'm gonna have to be very sure about my hit placement to not get murdered every single time an enemy wants to attack me, I can definitely at least deal out some big hits. I mean, even with something like the Nutcracker, it's like, you can get big hits if you get enough stats with it. That's just how the game works. I don't want to try to kick it because I know I can't. All right, so I guess this is... Oh god, it's... I'm gonna look for more stats on this level. Just straight up. Yeah. That's the point I'm finding myself in right now. I guess, acceptance would be a good get in the next level, and honestly, let's just do this right now. This is going to be a multi-part episode. I can feel it in my bones right now. Bones, also a very scary Halloween thing. I don't even want to try hitting them with my weapon here. I do think that this weapon, if they did try to go a little bit more like defensive on it, first off, make it quicker, but also, if they tried to, this could be the fabled legendary damage reduction main hand that I was talking about in, I don't know, at least one episode. Because I could easily see this being a brutality only survive, or maybe even it interrupts enemy attacks, maybe it can also parry enemy attacks. It's a main hand that parries. Something like that would be kind of cool. Would definitely give like a different spin on it. And hell, you can just imagine like a character doing a 6 spin kick to like disarm enemies or something like that for a parry. Not really the easiest thing to explain maybe in the lore, but at least it would be a cool concept. I hold to that. I don't know. I also think that... Oh, that was so close. I also do think that this is kind of kept in the game as a cruel joke by Motion Twin. Like, that is the only way that I can think of to describe this weapon in a lot of ways. It is very bad. I don't want to go... Yeah, that was a good play on my part. But I don't want to go fight that elite, but I will, because I want to go get that diamond. Okay, that works too. I didn't even activate him. You know what? It's all gravy here. And as we all know, gravy is the spookiest of all sauces. So, another very Halloween thing to be doing. That's apparently going to be the theme for the episode. Me trying to tie in everything being Halloween when I put up this video. It's actually All Hallows Eve here right now as I'm doing it, but should be the proper day by the time it comes out. Ah! That was close. Hey, I actually got the hit in there that time. I got biters helping me out here, which is silly. What is giving me biters right now? Ice grenade. Okay, well that's not something I can see. Of course, you know, as always, worst comes to worst. I could easily just take 2 cluster grenades and kill everything, as you generally do if you have a kind of subpar, maybe like a little bit of a subpar brutality run going on. And what makes everything better? Cluster grenade. Just cluster bombing the world. That always helps a lot. I guess the most appropriate thing would be to go to the ramparts right now, because you can kick enemies into the pit and they will instantly die, and that's pretty cool. This weapon does have style associated with it. It's funny that I was talking about the Nutcracker earlier, and it really does have a lot of the same sort of issues, a lot of the same sort of thing where I like it. I like its style. I like its grace. Don't really like its funny face, but you know, I can get over that. And it's kind of terrible in every way. There's frozen target, so good enough. I'm gonna get Fireworks Technician. Right. I can get 2 things. Can't I? Can't I now? Let's get Acceptance, and it's a bad idea. I'm already 2 down on my... Oh god, it's all going downhill so fast. Which makes sense, because that's where you kick enemies. Actually, you kick them straight into the pit. And that's kind of what the trajectory of this run is looking at like right now. As if I'm getting kicked into the pit while yelling dank 10-year-old memes. I guess this weapon could be kind of good against the cannibals, because they do have that retaliatory grenade, as I like to call it. And that is something that would be pretty easy to kick, at least conceptually. I guess. Kind of a stretch, but you know, that's the world we're living in right now. I have started using that phrase a lot lately, but do you blame me when it comes to this? Hey, when you're going through hell, keep going and all that. All right. I think that the legendary version... Oh, come on, really? I think the legendary version of this... Really? Oh, my. That's a very bad sign just starting out here. But, retaliatory grenade, please. Okay, well, I didn't kick it. And then I fell down in there. That's cool. That's cool, cool. Launches a grenade. Oh, that completely screws up the whole synergy that I was going for in the first place. Perfect. Though, honestly... Okay. Maybe getting, like, grenades or shoots out arrows, if I get enough of those, it might buff up the damage from this enough that it could be kind of good. Yeah, and I said it was a stretch before. It's like freaking Stretch Armstrong in here right now with these hypotheses, with these theories that I'm coming up with. Well, hey, at least Ice Grenade's gonna get a good workout this run, I'll say that. I really, really need some crowd control, to say the least. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't really know if there's anything that can... I really do think the motion just keeps in the game as a joke. This is the joke weapon. This is hitting your enemy with a big trout or something of a weapon in this game. It's no question. I do think that they originally had an idea with it, that it was going to be, hey, here is a weapon that is based around pushing enemies, which I think was kind of a new thing at the time. I do believe that it was introduced alongside the knockback shield. Oh, this could be kind of good. It's completely unupgraded, though, so screw that. It was something introduced alongside that, but then the fact that it really doesn't work against bosses or elites just hampers its usefulness a lot. And I do think that that's something that really contributes to its infamous nature. It does not contribute nearly as much to its second son nature, though. So it is something that maybe just in general buffing up the ability to knock back enemies. Interesting. Would it be a good enough upgrade? I guess it would give me an extra brutality. I'll look into it. I guess just making it faster would be one thing, but really just buffing up pushing back enemies entirely. It is a cool little mechanic, but it was just a mechanic that was really failed by its... I don't know why that guy did not, get stunned there at any point in time, but that's fine. It is a mechanic that was just... In search of balance, it was made underpowered, and that's unfortunate, but hey, that's how it happens sometimes. I guess I would much rather have some, not make it so that you're forced to take that Spartan Sandals suddenly becomes the end-all, be-all of good weaponry. Let's take a look at this, actually. That attacking after a parry, as well as the various other synergies, maybe actually getting it to try to go for a parry and then a hit with the weapon. And then it also increases in strength with colorless. I mean, if I keep upgrading my... I guess I'm going to go for it. I said that getting as many stats as possible is going to be paramount to... Oh, my. Okay, well, what's better? Yeah, I guess, in the last episode when I was saying that the spike shield really is just best for damage, I wasn't lying there, so how about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Nah, I was right. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Definitely, one thing we got is me watching out to a kind of insane degree being cursed like this right now. And also, it's infected, of course it is. Just give it to me. I want to have the full heal because I'm so low, and I'm trying to save up for that upgrade for the grenade to try to make it so that I'm taking a little bit less damage. Oh my god, that was scary for a second. I thought that the cannibal was going to get a hit on me anyway. Come on, really? Is there anybody that's not infected by the malaise in here? Oh, the hand? that's not really who I was looking for. Okay. All right, well, it's a stressful time here in Dead Cells land, but hey, I knew what I was getting into when I took this weapon. Can't really say that I didn't. When I started out today, I knew it. I'm like, do I really want to do the Spartan Sandal run? It's going to be the worst run. And it's... that particular sentiment is being borne out before your very eyes as of right now, so... It's also an extremely slow and probably very boring run. I'm sorry, but... there is actually little I can do about that due to the nature of this weapon. And how I'm... and the fact that I'm, you know, going through on 4-cell mode and everything like that. Okay, multi-part run incoming. Let's just say that right now. Oh, no. Okay. That worked out okay, but at the same time, that was also mostly due to the fact that I did the cluster grenade. I don't want to rely on the cluster grenade, but I kind of want to rely on the cluster grenade just because I know that I can rely on that, unlike the weapon that I'm actually supposed to be doing the runabout. Also, definitely something that would help it a lot would be getting a little bit of an upgrade to its moveset, a la the spiked boots, so that it could hit flying enemies with any sort of regularity. That would help a lot, too. See if I might be able to hit this guy off the edge. Okay. Well, spike shield then. Oh. Goodbye. I'll miss you, necklace. I'll miss you, free money. That's the world we live in today. This is the world that I chose for myself. I decided to undertake all of the weapons in Dead Cells, and that includes this weapon. So, might be a little bit of a nihilistic run today. Hey, let's be honest here. It's not like that doesn't play well on occasion in Swarm of shoots. The arrow is half the damage of the actual weapon. What is this? Toxic cloud. Spread some flammable oil? Okay, okay. Oh, the arrow in front of you is even more. I guess the slowdown target. Do I have slowdown lasts 4 times longer? Okay, okay. There's almost something of a run starting to appear before my eyes. Not much of one, but it's kind of starting to get there. Oh, okay. I literally just did that, like, press both of my palms against my forehead thing. That's... Ooh, boy. Come on, get the slowdown in there. No, don't get hit by that. I am so high on melees already. Okay. Alright, fine. Once again, I would just like to say that I don't want to mostly use the... I guess the interrupting attack is actually kind of working against this guy. Oh no, oh no. Well. Yes, and then if I can get this guy against the gear, maybe I'll get that extra damage anyway. And he still kicked, and he still hit me anyway. Yeah, okay, it's kind of working. Fortunately, the damage field is not really doing me any good here. So, come on, just walk over here a little bit. Fine, fine. Yeah, and he's done taking the attack interrupts already, so that's cool. Okay, no, that's not what I meant to do. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I can't kick him at all. The wall was actually doing some damage there, but now I hate everything. Like I'm. It's not looking good. Oh wow. Oh wow. All right then. This is even less of kind of what I want to be taking, but that's fine. as far as not invalidating the run, but, you know, that's what's happening. Hey, I at least made this door. That's almost a success. All right. Let's get here. I think this Stilt Village is probably going to be the best just because it's an easier area. Yeah, that's the justification I'm at this point. There's also a lot of like fairly large areas to kick enemies off of. You don't really get that whole lot in the Slumbering Sanctuary. Too vertically oriented to work to, you know, get the most out of this weapon. Although just about anything to get the most out of this weapon is going to be quite difficult, especially considering that I am down to only one potion charge, which is something that will be quite unfortunate. I should be able to do this at least. That was kind of cool. Hey, you know what? That's probably predictable enough that I can get it consistently, making this a good weapon to fight those guys, the pirate captains. So, chalk one up for the Spartan Sandals, but only for right now. Oh, yeah. There we are. Yeah, that's okay. That's something. That's cool. Hey, kids, Spartan Sandals are still cool, right? All right, 24 seconds of cooldown. Might actually be worth switching out, let's say Acceptance for cooldown reduction and seeing how well that works for me. Also something that it's also an item that just completely invalidates the whole projectile reflecting abilities of the Spartan Sandals, but, you know, that's the way of the world. At least that's what the what Earth, Wind, and Fire would say about it. Yeah. That's the album of theirs with Shining Star on it. Probably one of my favorites. Of course, everybody else likes September, but it's like, come on. They got like Let's Groove Tonight and everything. It's just called Let's Groove, right? Ooh, glad I didn't get hit by that. It may be worth saving up for a potion charge in the shop. I think that that's probably an extremely non-controversial opinion, but bears saying anyway. Oh no, this is a bad thing to happen to me. Oh, thank you, Tornado. You have saved my life once again. Oh no, it's an elite. Ah, crap. Okay, well, this is very bad too. I'm not looking forward to when that happens, and it did happen just like that, so... Oh, and it also poisons the enemy. And it gives me 2 brutality, you say. And now I'm dying. Well, now I'm definitely going to be saving up for a potion charge if possible. Oh, God. Take him down. Ah! I missed one. All right, well, I want to say that this run is going to be over a little bit sooner than later. I'm going to make it a part 2. A 2-parter. And maybe never finish it. And just be like, oh, yeah, it's coming. One of these days, you're going to get Spartan Sandals episode 2. You just look forward to it. Yep. Wow. Okay, 147,000. That's an awful lot. I'm going to take both of these right now just to at least get the malaise down, I guess? I don't know. No, stop that. Then again, in the future, I suppose what I can do is go through an entire run not using Spartan Sandals and then pick up Spartan Sandals right at the last part and then just fight the Hand of the King and maybe find out that there's like an Easter egg that he dies immediately the second that you hit him with Spartan Sandals. That feels like something that would probably exist in the game, I'm just saying. It's like, oh, the kicks, they're too impressive. I died out of a heart attack from being impressed so hard. That is the worst justification for anything ever, and yet that's what I'm sticking with. Boy, I would really enjoy taking you right now, but, nah, it's not happening. I suppose, you know, I do only have a Spartan Sandals V. That is probably contributing to them being not that great, but also the weapon itself. But, you know. I see you. I don't think I don't see you. Take him off the edge! Well, I'm safe for now. Sorry for yelling. You know I didn't mean it, baby. You thought it was gonna fly over my head. And then I was going to get something that got rid of malaise. And neither of such things happened, but... It's, you should just go for the sepulcher if I'm going for... I think at this point it's probably worth just, like, rushing to the end of the run. It's just kind of feeling like that at this point. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was no way that I was... Unfortunately, there was absolutely no way that I was going to get a... Poison could actually be worth it. You can get, like, extra damage on poison. Burning isn't bad. Frozen and burning, and it doesn't have something that... nothing that breaks the freezing. Okay, that's probably the best thing that I'm going to get here. Also should be trying to parry a little bit more, but... It's kind of slipping my mind, to say the least. Alright. Number one thing I'm going to try to, or at least make even the slightest attempt to get an upgrade for the Spartan Sandals. Let's see, really... Oh, wow, that wasn't even enough to one-shot him. Alright, this is bad. You know what wasn't enough to one-shot? The... Oh wow, I only have one. I didn't even didn't even register in my mind until like I had already done it, but I only have one point of tactics. Yeah, give me this. Get like a huge amount more health. Yeah, cluster grenades having no problem one-shotting everything as soon as they're frozen. So what's the deal, Spartan Sandals? Pick up the pace. What do you got? Of course. Let's kick him off the edge. Come on, kick him. Kick him. Oh yeah, and I don't even have an extra... That was close. I don't even have an extra point of... Oh, cool. It's also a very short-range weapon, as it turns out. Who could have known that? Spartan Sandals, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm going to be signing off until next Halloween. Truly, the just complete loss of hope in my voice is the spookiest thing of Halloween more than anything else. Seeing a man just have his soul leave his body live on camera. Could there be anything scarier? It's not even one-shotting. Not even one-shotting an undead archer, which has like the least amount of health of anything in the entire game. Again, should probably be parrying stuff more, but it's just... I really am trying to use the boots as much as possible, even at detriment to myself. I would say explicitly at detriment to myself right now. It's just a masochistic streak that is occurring before your very eyes. Alright. Actually take tactics at this point so I can get a big boost in health. Come on, give me an upgrade. Give me an upgrade. Yeah, buddy. That's enough. It's really not that huge of an upgrade, so... But, you know what? It is an upgrade. That is an undeniable fact. Let's just kind of do this, and then do that. I did at least one-shot the... Also, that was some pro dodge. But I did at least one-shot the archer now, so that's something at least. Something. No. No. I want to, don't get me wrong, but I can't. It is the dishonorable thing to do. I will at least die with my honor. Oh yeah, I don't have the extra damage on frozen targets anymore. That's right. Otherwise, that probably would have at least one shot that cannibal. Oh well, that's fine. I mean, this is also, again, not a very good weapon to be fighting the assassin with. And with this low amount of health, that's doubly bad. So I'm really probably thinking it's going to end at the assassin fight. I suppose we'll see. And then, yeah, it's definitely going to be a multi-part episode for this one, and we'll see how long it takes me to get through it. There, that's good at least. It was too slow to get off the kick. I mean, I could attack the first tracker, couldn't even attack the second tracker because it was still on cooldown. Man, that's those Spartan Sandals, I tell you.